presentations. Okay. So now, right, what are the things that we need to do though, okay? You guys know how to set up those pages there, right? So if you take a look again, right, I'm not set the pages in A4 size there, but the thing that you need to do, all right, always open up new files, all right, change the font of sizes over here. Right, if the pictures is landscapes, they're going to be 8 by 11, 150 dpi there, okay? I just want to repeat this kind of thing back again, just to make sure that you guys understand the right kind of sizes of these pictures there. So if you since want to bring basically these photos to the right kind of formats, this is the right kind of format of these photos there. So make sure you also understand how to scale or transform basically these images there. Okay, what are the most important things that we need to understand first? Okay, when it comes to draw. Of course, if you use hard brush, for examples, the way that you move your hands here, okay? There's a two different kind of quality of line that you can see from this drawing there, right? Those are basically type of drawing that we look into there, all right? Even though you're using a hard, but the size of the brushes have to change a little bit, right? So normally, if I'm using my normal brushes, I'm going to change around what we call that 10 points, okay, of sizes that works. All right, this kind of exercise will basically from continuous line drawing, observation exercise, right? So if you take a look at how actually I managed to draw the line over here, right, and also having the right kind of methods of movements of flow to work with my kind of line there and strokes. Okay, this is the type of drawing that we look into for our exercise. Okay, hard brushes basically extended brushes there. But the way they actually managed to draw back again these drawings, not to trace them, is based on the methods of using those drawing skills. So the main objective of this exercise is all about to bring over to your drawing skills there and try to apply and to define when you draw the quality of line that define the volume. Okay, for example, this is the front areas. This is a look more in front from these areas there, right? That means I'm going to use very thick kind of line for these areas, but not to press too much, okay, on the line. Okay, if I press too much, look like this. Okay, I'm going to control a bit, right? So when you actually install your drivers there, make sure you will get this kind of experience there when you draw. If you cannot get it right, get back again. Always, it's really important there. But for me there, right, okay, for my kind of suggestions or what we call it, what I actually have thought actually, okay, that I plan for you guys, for whom actually doesn't get the tablet yet, all right, I repeat back again. Make sure they use ball pen for this exercise. All right, don't actually force yourself to use your mouse. Okay, like Alice, okay, when she draws using the tablets, even though she can move around your hands, okay, but anytime basically, right, if you don't have those tablets, right, if you don't have the right kind of pressure strokes, whatever that you do, just like mine, okay, if I don't have this kind of pressures, my drawing also looks sucks there. They're not going to look as what actually I plan right, to work directly, to develop my skills. It's all about develop our skills. Take a look at my line over here. Without using erasers or what we call that rulers there, okay? Try to control the line. We're not talking about how to draw the straight line like this, right? To press soft kind of line there. See? We move my hand. One step at a time when if you cannot control the one single line like this, one step at a time, but don't draw like this one there. Okay? Not rubbing the line there. Try to get as smooth as you can on those lines there. Those are the things that really important when it comes to develop your movements and your flows. Take a look there. Right, the beauty of those lines there. Using hard round brushes there. Brushes there. The size that I actually choose around 8 point, for example, there of size. Flow still 100%. I didn't change that. Yeah. All right. This is type of drawing that we look into for this week exercise because I want you guys to improve your stroke skills. Okay. Even though you use just like if you have Cal medium, Cal ultimate drawing brush, okay, it's almost the same like this all media wet flow brush, for example. You see the line itself zoom in. You see because Cal or what we call that all media wet flow brush or Cal pencil, Cal brushes, the drawing brush or charcoal directly, even though they have a bit kind of what we call that edgy, right, the rough kind of lines like this, right, okay? But you can actually control a bit more on the strokes. Those are the things that we want to have, okay, the value of quality of line that you need to have when it comes to draw with the brush. That kind of quality that we want to develop, okay, from this week exercise. Okay? Even though to do straight lines, you can click shift. This, okay, like this one, right? Okay, click shift, you can get the straight line. Okay, but we are not going to use that technique there, guys. We're using our hands to move there. Right? Your hands are going to get a little cramp because you actually try to draw the whole thing because the main idea about this exercise is all about to develop your sensitivities, your kind of analytical kind of studies there. Analytical kind of study there, okay? That means detailed studies there. Right? Analytical, right? Studies on the basic structures there. Yes. Not fundamental, but basic structures there. The curved line that indicate the strokes. See? Some areas that I draw, okay, when I move, put it in my hands, I just move like this, right, without what we call that put closest on the tablets there. So I lose a little bit my line actually to control the lines. So all these kind of tactics is really important there, especially for those who have first time practice back again your drawings. I'm going to do some shadings a little bit like that, but my shadings were according to those shadows areas. Here's suggestions kind of shadings there. Then go to these areas. suggestion say this way. Okay, using one single direction like this. Make sure you can get this kind of strokes here. Alright. So we build up our understanding, develop our skill. Sorry. Alright, from this exercise. You can take a look also how actually I draw the dogs, okay? The dog drawings in my videos here. Where is it, the videos there? This is group 1. I'm group 2 just now there, okay? Where is it? Get back to those. I think I've shared right here, there. Check right here. Okay. So this particular kind of exercise is really important to develop the skills there. So if I want to go and check back again, okay, just show you guys how it works. Okay, this drawing here. Right, the line itself, okay. I'm using the continuous line drawings there to work. So see the way I move my hands, just like I'm drawing, right? And try to draw and stand a mat there, right there, on top of the photos there. Okay, this is how actually I believe can develop your kind of analytical kind of skills and develop your, sorry, the fundamental kind of skills there. All right, fundamental kind of skill that can be improved your kind of way of handling the tools. All right, but you have to coordinate your mind and hands together when you draw. All right, when you draw them back. Okay, so go into these videos, okay, later on if you have time there, okay, just browse them back, take a look how actually I'm going to work on that, because the way that we actually use to control the tablets are going to be the same, right? The same. Control line drawing line technique, keep it also your observation exercise there, right? To see the volume of those line and tools and the stroke itself, right? For any of you
Sir,
guys
may I know
actually
which
who
brush?
can draw well, what kind of brushes that I use? Okay,
Yeah, sorry, sir.
I'm using all media wet flow brush, okay? Yeah, all media wet flow brush there. Which this one there, right, okay? All media
Okay,
wet flow brush.
okay.
So these brushes basically, if you use CC version, okay, it might doesn't have because they have different kind of brushes that it works. Okay, the brushes that I find from Adobe CC basically, right, 2018, 19, there, okay, they have this kind of brush that they call Kyle Ultimate Brush. Okay, they have built-in this kind of brushes. Okay, so these Kyle Ultimate brushes basically, right, have also the right kind of strokes that we require to use. Okay, you can choose from Cal 2B pencils. You can try also charcoal pencil. You can try also other kind of like ball pen brushes there, okay, that can be used also. But you have to change the size first, okay, in order to get the right kind of strokes. Okay, so you
Okay,
can
thank you,
explore these
sir.
brushes there, okay, to work with, okay. Mhm. So make sure you try to work on it, because if you use the new versions, They have a tremendous kind of, you can explore the various type of brushes that can be developed on your understanding and your skills to work with it. All right. So other than that, if you take a look at, I just want to give you guys a bit more kind of understanding here, right? If you look at behind here, okay, there's a lot of samples of illustrations that using this similar kind of brushes. Right? You guys can explore, and we can explore later on. But the first thing that we need to understand and to develop ourselves here right now, right, is to develop your drawing skills. All right, the drawing skills. Okay, it's not fair basically, right, if I not actually show you guys back again what are the connection between using tablet and also by using drawing pen or ball pen. All right. Okay. If I want to draw back again, even though I don't have that kind of what we call that reference with me, but if I want to draw something else that basically has the same kind of feelings there, okay, or values of tone there, okay. Okay, if I want to draw based on the same techniques there, okay, I want to show you guys right now. Okay, let's just say I'm going to draw using this kind of control line drawing exercise and also drawing techniques here. All right. Let's just say I want to draw something else right now. I'm going to draw a guy, right? The character is a guy, maybe the okay. Using the methods of drawing here, using a continuous line drawing, right? So if any of you guys who haven't had this experience before, right? This is time for you to develop this kind of skill depth. For those who can draw well, basically, okay, is a good kind of experience for you to diversify your skills, right, into different kind of way of working there, right? Because this is not basically my style there, okay? If some people say, okay, I'm trying to introduce my style, but it's not, okay? If you go into any kind of art college there, right, art college here, everyone actually have experience going to art college. They have this kind of same kind of experience here. Okay, this kind of drawing technique, basically, you need to hold your pencil, right, okay, on the papers, and you will not be allowed to take off those pencils before you complete the writing. So the line has to be continuous to draw until you complete them. So this is basically one of the fundamental, not basics there, okay? Fundamental, that means we need to develop our strong core of understanding how to control and build up our confidence when we draw. Okay, when we draw. If you take a look at how actually I managed to work with this kind of line, it's all based on my kind of understanding how to develop my confidence at the same time. Okay, at the same times, I don't actually have a lot of worry to develop this particular kind of drawing. Normally, when you draw directly, you might going to use a lot of erasers at the same time, right? To work with this kind of drawings. Complete one drawing there, basically, right? But right now, if you take a look at how actually I've done this exercise here, I don't have that such of worries there. Because why? Because this is what we've been trained for. A lot of people who can draw, basically, they don't have they have a lot of confidence with their drawings. If you spend too much time to draw one drawing, right? One particular drawing, for example, okay, but not that details there. More than 1 or 2 hours, but you still manage not to complete it, right? Okay. So basically, you need to learn more, right? You have to learn more from that. Continuously. These kind of drawings, a lot of people always think is an ugly drawing there. But the value of this exercise, people don't realize that. The value is this drawing will train a designer or artist there, right? How they actually can develop confidence when they want to start to draw. All right, when they want to start to draw. Okay, we're not talking about detailed drawing here. We're talking about how to conduct the line connected between your eyes, mind, and hands together to develop this kind of drawings here. Okay, this is not basically a type of drawing that I using to do my own work or sketches to write. But this is the fundamental drawing that I actually use to teach myself, develop my skills, and most of the blind student skills to create their confidence and improve their drawing line. You can see a lot of value of line that define basically the volume, what we call the depth of fields and the dimensions of this drawing. Right? Okay. So if you seems okay, like Alice, okay, if you seems doesn't have the tablet yet, please apply the same exercise using only a cheap ball pen, right? Black cheap ball pen or writing pen that you can get right from your, what we call that, your pencil case, right? To develop this exercise here. Because the method that I'm using those tablets are going to be the same, right? The same. I'm using the same methods there, right? To work. All right, guys. You guys get it? So
Yes.
the methods that we're using this now, okay, when we're using Photoshop, basically to draw this dot, basically, there, right, are the same. Same. All right, we are not looking for, right, we are not looking for the perfections of these drawings there, but this is a part of, if you check look closely, right, it's a part of the drawing style, illustration styles. Right. Okay, let me share with you if I can get this reference with me. Okay. This is one of the doodling styles that gives some sort of like scribbling, maybe say scribbling, portraits, drawing there, portrait illustration. So you call it illustration because it's an illustration subject. All right, take a look here. Right, a part of the styles of illustrations. So even though it's a fundamental techniques, this is one of the Malaysian Chinese guy actually designed what we call that, use this kind of style for his works there, for his professional kind of works there. Scribble kind of design there, scribble kind of line there, but we call it in our educations academic kind of what we call that terms is a more like contour line drawing. Scribbling because it look like a very fast kind of drawing, rough kind of drawing, but it's not there. All right. It basically from this exercise there, contour line drawing exercise. Right? It's a part of the style there that I'm trying to teach you guys or explain or introduce you guys, okay? But it shows a lot of dimensions, depth of fields. This is only that, but depth of field, the distance between the line, between the strokes here. Okay? So This kind of exercise is really, really good to develop that kind of skill. But we are not looking for a perfect drawing. So if you cannot draw perfectly because you're drawing manual, right, it's okay. Because the main point of this exercise to get the right kind of coordination that you can actually improve when you draw there. Okay, for those who actually doesn't understand, really understand, okay, try to sign your name, please. If you can sign your names like this, very confident there, right? That means you can draw. Okay, unless you this up. All right, this is not. This is tagging, like graffiti kind of artist tagging there, right? Huh? Right. Hmm. Graffiti artist tagging there, right? Okay. We are looking for drawing line there, right? Okay. Drawing strokes. Okay. Any questions? Any questions there, guys? Okay, if I want to draw, okay, when I actually draw houses there just now there, right? I'm doing the same methods and techniques. All right. But of course, drawing houses a bit different, right? Okay. So we can use also different kind of lines over here to control the structures there, right? Draw the patterns, the textures there, right? Okay. Or actually, I move my hands. Sorry there, right? Okay. Very soft kind of line there, right? Space bar to move a bit farther. I will draw from farther. Okay. Zoom in, control, space bar, right, and move here. All right, Rachel. You asked me before there, okay, about the demonstrations on the tablet there, right? You still cannot get it right. What basically your main issues here that you have, situation that you have right now?
Oh, basically, I do not know how
Can
to.
you share with us?
Oh, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I do not know how to set up the
Yes,
layers.
continue, Rachel. What is it?
I do not know how to set up the layers for drawing.
Set up
Yeah,
the
yeah,
layer.
yeah.
These layers here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You go into the layers bar there, okay? Because when you go to the window, you get all right. Now you can add your layers there. Click to the buttons of the layers over there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your questions there?
Is there any
Now you know how to set the layers there,
is
right?
there any first and last that I need to
Hmm?
set up so that I can draw? Because last time, right, I'm drawing on the picture and not on the paper.
And now
And then now I don't know.
it's quite easy there, right, to set the layers, is it?
Yeah, let me see.
You know what we yeah. Go to Windows, okay? There's a layers kind of features
Mm-hmm.
over here. You just can click there, right? No, normally when you open up the layers there, okay, you can actually click to this button at the folders there, okay? They create new layers over here. Right? Create new layers there. Just click to the buttons, you can create new layers there, okay? Normally when you copy some of the images, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, yeah, if you copy the same images there, like you select all, Control A, Control C and V, they actually duplicate the same layers there.
Oh,
Also, right, they automatically create these layers there, all right? So it's quite easy kind of task there, right? It's not that hard there, okay?
okay. Thank you.
And what else there?
No,
Okay, what
nothing.
else there?
That's all. That's all.
Is there anything there?
No, no.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, small problem only lah, small issue there, right?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
Rachel,
you.
okay. Okay, good luck with those. All right, good luck with those layers, eh? All right, now guys, okay, take a look back again. How actually I draw these patterns, the textures, using the line for this wooden kind of layers there. Drawings there, okay? I'm using very soft kind of lines that work. Okay, we have the three pictures there, right? Okay. If I want to show you guys how I draw the trees there. using the same techniques, but using reference. I don't just imagine, okay? But I just want to show you guys how it works. If I want to draw the trees here, okay, combine the line a bit, I control the strokes there. So I'm going to draw some tree kind of textures there, right? Using the same kind of drawing line. This is how it goes, okay? Using the contour line drawing here. So that's why this exercise is really important to make sure that you really understand what is going on in our class there. See? Sometimes I can use different kind of etching line to define the textures of the tree. Then if I want to draw some of the grasses, maybe they're right. Oops. Oh, I can change the colors there. Right? See, I want to draw some grasses there, right? Soft kind of one nature works. If I draw some stone, rock or stones, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay? So we have the picture, some of one or two pictures that actually you need to draw those three later on there, right? Check a look back again, the line and strokes, right? From the shadows that actually appear from those pictures, try to define the line to define the shadows there, right? I know it's going to take a lot of time there. It takes a bit time there for you to understand all this kind of routine. Don't worry there. What are the most important that you have to worry then is that do you willing to sacrifice your time enjoying your process of learning, right? Okay? Doesn't look hard, huh, to draw three. You see, it's hard to draw three there, right? So practice every day. Practice every day, guys. The only way that you can improve. Remember that, right? Everyone can draw if you actually develop the right way to move your hands. Okay, everyone can draw, especially when you use tablets there. I cannot actually imagine. Some people always tell me that, okay, some students, like young people like you guys, right? Not you guys, not this batch, right? I haven't found yet. But previously, one of my students, they say, he still cannot get it right. But he know basically why. Because he say he's lazy enough to practice. But you want that skills there, right? Just like you want to eat something, but you just wait for other people to give you, and you not actually push yourself to earn some money or living to work with it. How is you really get it right there, guys? You want to be like this and that and that. And finally, these kind of people say to me, they're right, okay, they want to find other options to design illustrations. Okay, I let him know, okay. For example, like pixel styles of illustrations. Okay, take a look here. So he decided to use this kind of style for his illustrations, and still doesn't look. He still cannot working right. Why? Because they don't develop their mindset to develop their creativities when they come to the fundamental kind of exercise there. If you develop your fundamental exercise, this kind of drawing, you develop your proportion right, understanding about the proportion, the alignment, the basic structures right, okay? This kind of drawings, illustrations, kacang only there. I can tell you guys. It's really, really, right, snap in your fingers there. You can actually, what we call that, conquer those kind of styles there. But the problem is, you don't put into those kind of process there. You don't build yourself. Process, build yourself, it takes some time. Right? You want to build up, if some of you guys want to become a YouTubers later on, okay, you want to build up those connections, the reputations takes time. The process, the same goes to this one. I try to do those kind of things right now, nowadays, but it some time also the right thing. So it's all have the process there, unfortunately. You cannot say everything you can get like that in a short time. There's no such thing, right, to be good at it. Unless you using a very shortcut apps, right? Click the buttons and become drawing. Click the button, become what we call that pictures. That are what we call illustrations. There, for example, like this one, they have what we call that some sort like filters there, right? But this is the standard filter that we have, right? The standard filters there. See, right? It looks artificial, so it doesn't look like a man-made kind of drawings there. Right. Even though some of the tools that we have right now on the apps, right, they have that kind of certain kind of quality that they bring, right, to the new features there. But remember what I said, we're not actually teaching you guys just to use apps, operators only. We want to develop your design sense. Okay, so is there any questions? Is there any question that you want to ask me directly before we can dismiss earlier there, right?
Nope.
No? All right. So that means, all right, hopefully you guys can practice a little bit more from there.
Sir, actually one question.
Mm-hmm.
About the 16 drawings, right?
Yeah. Around
Do we have
16,
to about the 16 drawings, right? Do we like have to draw all of it or minimum 10?
No, all of it. All right. And as I told you guys just before, okay, our maximum numbers for each week exercise basically around 20. This week I'll give you guys 16. Right. Because there's no way that you can improve your drawing by doing only one or two drawings. One. Second thing is, don't do it your drawings, delay your works, your progress of works, last minute there. If you try to work smart, today is our class, last night you did all those 16, you won't be able to get to find the progress there. You won't see the level of progress. Like you are made it, okay? I can see your improvement there. Right, from your first drawing until your last drawing for week 2. But it's not enough, but I think it's a good start if you say you cannot draw. But don't feel more comfortable with that kind of progress, okay? Push more, right? You have to ask yourself who you want to be there, okay, by the end of the sessions for this semester. Because why? Next semester basically is a digital illustration set. If you can't actually apply the right kind of strokes, if you still cannot actually coordinate your hands with the tablets in the right way, they will find a lot of hard time there for you guys to develop your assignments there. And of course, one of the things that you should worry, you don't find any improvement there. Until second semester also, you still cannot find your improvement because previously the student, the second semester student, they just learn how to use tablet at that second semester there. So maybe some people actually doesn't practice well with their skills to draw, right? Okay, manually for the first semesters, they will find a lot of hard time for them to develop back again their skill using digital. But right, you guys, you have this kind of privilege to learn fundamentally using those tablets and drawing skill for this semester. That means you develop your skill in the early stage here, right? Remember, right, we not develop only drawing skill, but design skills. A lot of people who can use Photoshop, but they don't actually develop their creativity because their design skills doesn't have the right kind of coordinations there, using their hands there to draw. We're not looking for people who actually can draw entirely like this there, I think. Like this only, right? We're looking for those who actually can control the line well first, especially the zero knowledge person there or students there. But for those who can draw well, this is your advantage to push yourself more. Easily there, okay? I mean easily there. Alright guys? Alright, thank you very much there.
Sir,
Right.
actually our week 3 exercise, when is the last day of the submission?
You got around 6 days to complete.
6 days.
Around 6 days to complete.
Oh, so meaning next.
Next week we can submit them, right? Okay? Before your practical classes that you can submit them.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
From now on, okay, all the exercise they're going to take around 6 weeks or 5 weeks to complete. 5 days, 5 days to 6 days to complete. They're not 6 weeks there, okay? But
Okay.
for the assignments, maybe we're going to have around 14 days, right, later on, or maybe 3 weeks to complete, depending, right, okay, on the durations, on the how the workload of the assignments are going to be.
Okay.
Right, don't worry about the assignments yet, because all the improvement, all the skill set that you have to develop for your assignments were going to be what we call that we're going to be proof from your weekly exercise. If you're doing good in your weekly exercise, especially on your self-development, you will not going to have a very good kind of experience when it comes to do those assignments works. Assignment works to draw characters, for example. If you draw the lines still look like stiff kind of drawing line there, okay, they're not going to help a lot there. You will find a lot of struggle from there. Okay, so make sure you improve your drawing line first. Because this week 16 drawings, or if you say, can I do more from there? Another 4 drawings, is to complete 20. Based on what you like to draw, for example, go ahead. Okay. All right. So if there is no any question, thank you very much for having me today. All right. So please take a look at my previous kind of sessions with other groups also. Maybe you can find some of the things that I actually have done with them with different kind of subject matters. So thank you very much for having me today, and also good luck with your exercise.